everybody had a good Thanksgiving last week, I think, maybe 2 weeks ago, whenever this comes out. Been a little while since I gave you guys an update on the fence, and I've been making a lot of progress recently. First of all, check out all that sweet green grass over there. Very excited. Still green, like I said, these cold weather grasses. Talked about that a little bit before, but it'll stay green well into the next month or so here. And it's coming up. It's probably kind of hard to tell on camera, at least from a distance, but it's on average probably about 3 to 4 inches tall at this point, which is excellent. It means it's going to have some good root structure by the time it actually goes dormant this winter, and I start rolling some hay over the top of it. And so as long as it's got good root structure, it'll come right back up through that hay. Cattle fertilize it all winter once I get them over here. And speaking of that, all that's left in order to do that is to finish this fence. So this part right back here, you've already seen that. It's already been done. But all of this, switch hands here. This side, I got done this week. So, very excited. This little run right here is finished. All clipped up and wired. So, very good. And then one more little run right here. All the way down there. See welding trailers over here. I've got most of the welding done at this point. That one's welded up. I've got the next 4 H's after that welded up. So they're ready to go. The welder is running. I just need a new fuel pump. I got that replaced. And I'm having problems with the spark plug wires, I think. I've got new ones coming. They'll be here next week for me. So we'll get those slapped on real quick. That should help. One of them's, it's got a cut in it. It's been causing me problems for as long as I've owned the thing. Should have replaced it a long time ago. So anyway, very cool. I have this done. I need to wire this up right here where it's kind of sagging. And I've still got plenty of wire left right here. This recycled wire. Oh, also, I meant to point out my trailer's back. Hauling that truck was a success. They got it to town, no problem. And offloaded. What they did to unload it was they just used pry bars on the front axle or on the front wheels and just got it rolling and just rolled it off the back of the trailer, and it went right off. That H right there behind me is welded, both of them. 2 more up here in front of me. So I left the 4-wheeler over there, back behind me. Where is it? Because I need to do a little bit more dozer work before I keep moving anyway. So I want to make sure that stayed out of my way. And as you can see, the dozer's running. So that video should have been, I think Thanksgiving week for you guys. But anyway, even just last night after I finished it, came out here and did a little bit of pushing, a little bit of dirt work. So there's kind of a low spot here that I got to fill in, and then this tree that's already fallen over right here, I just need to get it out of here. Really I just need to fire up a chainsaw, cut that off real quick. It's out here, it's on the 4-wheeler. So other than that, I have a little bit more dozer work to do through here. These edges are done, it should be anyway. I did these in the dark, so I need to check them and make sure I actually got all of them, because it's getting hard to see by the time I finish those up. But I need to come in here, and if you can see right through here, I need to kind of cut that off a little bit where it slopes up with the dozer. So I'm going to finish up what I was working on there and fix a little bit more of that spot right there where that kind of low spot's going to be. And then come in here and just cut this edge off, and it's full of holes anyway. And these holes are actually from the backhoe outriggers, except for that one. That one's a stump that I ripped out. And then all I have left to do on the welding is this corner right up here in front of me and one more H. And well, that's not quite true. I've got some long pipes that I need to weld across the little water gap that I got to make. It shouldn't take too long though. I think just 2, maybe 3 pieces of pipe, and that'll be done. So all of the caps are welded on. Except for these. Oops, forgot those. Got in a hurry. This is all tack welded together. As you can see though, I need to come back and finish it. So I'm gonna knock that out this weekend, and then kind of see it gets pretty tight right here. I didn't mean to do that. The way that we made this corner kind of changed throughout the process. So These two trees right here, unfortunately, got to come out. So I'm about to bring the dozer over here and push them over. And then from there, this is ready to go all the way to right there. You can barely see it, but there's my last H over there that I need to weld up. Everything on that side of the water gap is finished. It's all done. Caps welded on the top. They're all fully welded out, and they're all ready to go. I don't have any more dozer work left on this side. Until I get to that fence, I still haven't pushed that out yet. But I'm gonna fix all this first, and then hopefully, we'll see. Tomorrow morning, at some point this weekend, though, I'm gonna push all that fence out. So anyway, it's all coming along very well. So I don't have much left to do, and especially if I can get just a few hours of having my neighbors help me, we can have this fence rain in a matter of an afternoon. So at this point, like I said, once I get over here, I do have to connect this H all the way across to the other side. Right here, need to span that gap, and so that'll be, I'll have to have a extra set of hands to do that. And I think I'm just going to do 2 pipes, and then just run the fence straight across it is the plan. Let's see how that goes. And then I've got some panels that I already bought. They're up on my shot pad. That will go down there in that hole to fill the gap down there. So we've got 4 panels total. I think it'll take 2 to do that, and then 2 of the other ones are intended to be gates, at least temporarily for now, maybe forever. So yeah, so see if this dozer will start and finish up a little bit of dirt work here. No, I gotta cut that tree up first. We'll see if chainsaw will start. We'll cut that tree up real quick. Alrighty, so yesterday completely finished all the welding on the fence. Put this big old thick panel in here. They call this a bull panel. Really heavy, really thick, so pretty cool. So that's kind of where I thought might be kind of a weak spot on the fence. And I got all this cleaned up really good with the dozer the other day. So anyway, if the cows are getting out, it won't be through that. Guarantee it. So got all this cleaned up with the dozer all the way around here. Rains and a bit of a low spot there. Always has been, and I thought about kind of trying to fix it, but I'm not too worried about it, honestly. I can fix it later if I need to. So neighbor's coming. We're going to start running the T-posts, and then I've got all the wire and the T-post. I've got everything I need on hand, so it's just a matter of stretching it all out now. So like I said, going to help me run the T-post with the tractor. Bucket the tractor, you can just push them down. It's a lot easier than pounding them all. And yeah, fence will be done hopefully by the end of this weekend. So pretty cool. The one thing I might have left to do is kind of fine tune this water gap over here. So let me show you what I got going on. Alrighty, so got this piece welded across here, and then there's like a panel and a partial right there. And so the partial we're going to cut in half, and it's going to extend this out kind of over the bank right there. And then the big one's going to get kind of custom fit down in here. And I dozed some dirt. You can't even hardly tell, but it's kind of in the way. I just need to bring the backhoe out here and get that just pushed on down the creek. But other than that, everything should be done this weekend, and I'll have plenty of time yet before the cows need to come over here. So, all right, very cool. I'm very excited. I'm glad to have this done. So, it's been a long time coming. As I'd said before, when I started working on this, I didn't think it was going to be done for years. I was just kind of, whatever, take my time, work on it whenever I had the time. And it was kind of a low priority thing. But then this giant pond got built, and it's like, well, crap, I can't use that because the fence is in the wrong spot. So, had to move the fence. So, all right, almost done. They should be on their way, so let's get some T-posts in the ground. Alrighty, so this may just look like a fence to you guys, but I'm very excited about it. So this is just kind of a temporary hole filler right here. Eventually I'll put in proper gates right there, that way I can go across the creek. But that plugs up the hole for now. Just a little bit of wire, Got the top wire on everywhere. Field fence everywhere. Now this piece right here, this is all recycled. I took it down from well, where it used to be, and so you can see it's got a couple spots that are a little bit jacked up. So that was all full of a rose bush. Whenever I pulled it out, I pulled that out with the backhoe and kind of tore it up a little bit, but it'll be all right. So brand new fence, had to fix it, of course. And I showed this before, put in that big panel. Panel's kind of spliced right there, so that's about a 20-foot gap. Pretty cool. So that's going to be nice and solid. And I got all this done. So at this point, the fence is finished completely. So I'm ready to move cows over here as soon as I need to. They're over across the creek for now. They'll be there for a week or two, but pretty cool. I might, right here you can kind of see it's got kind of a bubble in it, so I might come in here and try to put another T-post in right here in the middle, but I'm not too worried about it. It'll hold animals. It has just a little bit of a bend. We did pretty good though, getting it straight. But yeah, all the way done, all the way across. Let me walk over here, I'll show you that little water gap that I built. So it looks pretty good, I think. Alrighty. You can see what we did here. Welded that pipe across there, and I've got these two shorter pieces of panel. That one ends up looking a little bit better because it's not on an angle, but this one's just kind of the lay of the land. That's the way it was. So another panel in here, and then tires. So these tires I just happened to find. They were just right over there in the creek, and I need to put one more right here in that little hole. It's kind of a cool option because you can reuse just, you know, people throw them in the creek and stuff, which you shouldn't do. I hate seeing them, but I can drag them back up out of the creek and tie them to holes in my fence, and so it's free, it's recycled, just tires. And then the way this works, that's wired up pretty good up top there, and then it's just this one wire down here, and it's kind of wrapped around the tire there, but it's only this one wire that's holding the bottom of that to that single T-post. So, and there's one more wire on each side right up there. But if a whole bunch of driftwood and crap like that, you know, this type of stuff gets washed up in here and is trapped up against this, then that wire can break, or the T-post can come out of the ground or fold over or whatever. And this whole thing, the idea is that it'll just hinge open, let all the debris and all the crap flow through, and then hopefully the panel stays there and it will just fall back down, and I'll just have to come put a new T-post and one more little piece of wire, and fence will be fixed. So if you try to make something real permanent through an area like this, as soon as you get a flood, any amount of rain, it'll just blow the fence right out, and then you be down here rebuilding it. So, you know, try to plan for that and set it up for success so that it'll hopefully, even if it does have to, you know, blow open, all the infrastructure will still be here, and just kind of put it back together. So pretty cool. So one more tire down there, and that's right now I could put cows in here, it's no problem. That hole's just a little bit too big. A calf could squirt out through there, but I don't have calves right now, so that's a non-issue. But anyway, we'll get one more tie on there, and then that'll be sorted. So let me hop up here and I'll show you the rest of it. All right, so the crossing right there, you can see just two T-posts before we get to pipe again. I hate running little bitty short stretches like this. With this field fence, the part that takes the longest is tying all these wires, right? I mean, you can see every single one of those has to get wrapped up, and so you got to pull tension on it, and then you got to pull them real tight, and it's high tensile wire. It's hard to bend, it takes a long time. And so like even on over here, you know, this area, it's a pretty long run, 150, 160 feet, something like that, from here all the way back there. So we tied it on here, stretched it out that way, and in the time it took me and one of my neighbors to do all the wire wrapping over here, my other neighbor clipped almost every single one of those T-posts up. So the time it took two of us to do one post wrapping up the wire, she came back through here behind us and clipped up the entire rest of the fence. There were like 3 T-posts left to do by the time we got done. So short runs like this, try not to do them, like I say, but it's unavoidable. It's also easier to stretch a longer run, and so we call it stretching the fence, and you literally are stretching the wire a little bit.
elastically. You know, it's not much, but the idea is to put a little bit of preload on it. That way it stays tight. And if you have a longer run, you have more wire to pull on. So it's kind of a bigger spring, if you will. So it also makes it easier. And then this right here, it's longer than I thought to look at it. But from here to the end is right at 330 feet. This took an entire roll of wire just to do this piece right here, which is kind of funny. When I first got all my supplies and T-post and wire and everything, I thought, man, I bought too much wire. And we used all but about 3 feet of the wire I bought. It was about all I had left over. So worked out good. I did overbuy on T-posts, but I've got some other stuff. You always need T-posts. They get bent and broken and folded over in storms and floods and stuff like that. They got to get replaced. And I've got some across the creek that I just saw when I put the cows over there. The bottom of them's nearly completely rusted all the way through, just because it's been in an area that's usually standing water. I don't think I've ever actually seen the bottom of those posts. It's always been flooded. And got to look at it this time though, and yeah, sure enough, the bottoms of them are gone. So have to replace them over there. So I got about 20 extra T-posts. No big deal. And at the very end, now this gate's not really a functional gate. It's not going to ever get used, but I wanted it here just in case any cows or anything, any animals get on the other side of this fence. I need a way to get them back in. And so just put a gate in right here. So that side is hardwired. It's permanent. This side's easy enough to open. One tie there, one up at the top. And then I can swing this out and it gives me a hole that I can get them back in. I can run them down the fence and they'll run back here into the pasture. So just in case. And then just a little bitty scrap of field fence here to cover up this. Keep the calves in. Once again, that H probably would have been fine for cows. Would have held them no problem, but calves will go right through it. Not anymore. And that I actually just cut out of this old fence, which I still yet need to bulldoze. But you can see, just cut it out right there. So that's actually what brings me out here today though, is trying to find some part numbers or something on this alternator for the bulldozer. Something's always broke, right? So the problem that I'm having is that with the alternator not working, it drains the battery while it's running. Now on the basket case, my backhoe, that's not a problem because I just unhook the battery after I start it. I don't need electronics for anything else. On the dozer though, you can see right up there, it's got that fuel cell on the back of it with an electric lift pump to get the fuel up to the injection pump. And so I have to leave the battery hooked up. So I've got the alternator disconnected right now just so that it doesn't sit there and drain the battery, but it's an annoyance. So I'm constantly having to charge the battery on this thing because it's just getting drained by that little lift pump and never getting recharged. So I need to get me a new one ordered. Figure that out real quick, what I need to get bought for it. So anyway though, that'll be a different video. So for now, thanks for watching, guys. New fence, new pasture, all ready to go. Cows will be over here soon. So thanks for watching. See you next time.